Hey guys, thanks for tuning in for another episode in our Road to World segment. So here we have the September 13th League Challenge and the first round of that League Challenge. On our left we have Paul Chevelle, and on our right we have Robert Vaughn.
Is it Vaughn or Vaught?
Vaught. Sorry. Vaught. Robert Vaught.
I'm here too, guys. Nick's here. I don't know if you said who was
I,
here.
I didn't say who was here. It's me, Trey, and Nick from the Pokemon Troupe, and thanks for tuning in.
But yeah. So this was a pretty small tournament. This was standard format, and I think there was only 10 masters.
There were 10 masters.
It was a very small event, but still fun nonetheless. We still got some pretty good games in here. On the left, Paul Chevelle. He is playing an Yveltal Mega Manectric deck.
And on the right we have a metal deck.
Metal, correct. I believe so. And Paul Chevelle, he's a very good player in the Iowa area. He actually runs the league up in Waverly, Iowa, if any of you know where that is. But yeah, I believe he almost qualified for Worlds.
He did almost.
Year.
Yep, he did.
He was very close. So definitely a good player. Robert, I don't believe I really know Robert.
I hadn't seen him. He actually does not go to Ames. He came in. He doesn't go to Ames or Des Moines, and he came in for the tournament just for that day.
Oh, okay. So he just happened to be in town. He's gonna play a game. Yeah, I believe Robert mulliganed before. So, yeah. Let's see. I believe Robert does have a basic, so we will be getting this game started. He's just trying to decide. I believe he has like 2 or 3 basics. So I don't think he's trying to figure out what he wants to start with. Okay. Oh, how many he's gonna put out? Okay, puts out 3 basics, and Paul will take his extra. Looks like he got a Shadow Circle off of that. He'll also put down a Manectric EX onto the bench, I believe. And I think we're about to get this game started.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like we might just be waiting. Oh, good luck handshake, very courteous. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I like to see in the community. But yeah, I think we're just waiting for the judge to start the round, and looks like we're starting up. So it looks like
he's playing Mega Ray.
Robert's playing a Mega Rayquaza metal deck. So that's a pretty good deck in the standard format. It doesn't have quite the explosive draw that it has in expanded with Chorus, mainly just Chorus, but nonetheless, Rayquaza EX, Mega Rayquaza EX can do a lot of damage nowadays.
Yep, but he is going to be fighting that weakness against that Manectric EX, and that's going to be some problem. That's going to lead to some problems later on.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of weird. So, Robert plays the Escape Rope to bring up the Manectric. I don't know how much I actually like that.
I don't know how much I like that play. I think he was just trying to get cards out to be able to Shaman for a high number.
Most likely. I mean, it does put Paul in a weird situation where it makes it harder for him to use Oblivion Wing turn 1, because that's honestly the best attack he can use turn 1. So, I don't know. We'll see what he does. Robert has a pretty interesting hand. He has like Pokemon Fan Club. I think there's a Repeat Ball in there.
There's also a Birch right on there, and I think he has a
Metal Energy in there
Metal Energy too. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to go for the Birch.
He's going to go for the Birch. Personally, I think I would have liked him to see him go for a Pokemon Fan Club, get out some Bronzors, but then again, he could be trying to get the turn 1 Mega Evolve, so he doesn't have to waste a Spirit Link on his Mega Rayquaza, which actually is pretty nice because then the basic Manectric EX can't one-shot Mega Rayquaza, so that could be pretty good. But I mean, if he flips Tails on that Birch, that could put him in a rough spot. That's the one scary part about playing Birch.
He's getting that hand of 4.
Yeah. But I feel like if you're playing a lot of Shamans, I think it's fine to get put down to 4 because you can easily draw out of it. But he does flip heads, so he will be drawing 7 cards, which is very nice. And we'll see what he gets off of that. Oh, I don't know what just happened. Okay, so he definitely has a DCE, see a Spirit Link, Skyfield, Ultra Ball. Can't really see what else is in his hand.
He's got some stuff to work with. Oh, he's got the Spirit Link, so he's going to go straight into that.
And Omega. If he doesn't have anything else to do... Okay, so he does have the Ultra Ball. Gets rid of
Ooh,
a Bronzong and something else.
I believe that's another metal Pokemon.
Yeah, but I can't quite tell. But I mean, I feel like we'll see what he does with this. Because if he doesn't plan on really doing much for the rest of his turn, I would have liked him to see him attach the Spirit Link to the bench Rayquaza, and then just Mega Evolve the active and to end his turn.
Oh, he's going for the Hoopa.
Oh, okay. So that's
Okay.
also a very good play. You know, he'll be able to fill up his bench and even get another Mega Rayquaza to Mega Evolve without the Spirit Link to end his turn. So, I'd say that's a pretty good play, I'd say. I'm kind of skeptical about how he just discarded the Bronzong.
Yeah, I almost think that's another Bronzong or Bronzor.
Ugh. If it was another Bronzor, I don't think I'd like that at all. I could kind of maybe understand it more if it was another Bronzong, but even then, that's still pretty gross. Because you definitely want to be able to use that Metal Link's ability. Because, well, for those of you who don't know, Metal Links allows you to get a Metal Energy from your discard pile and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon, which is really probably one of the core elements of this deck. Keeps energy acceleration going, which really is what Mega Rayquaza needs. Because it's difficult to get the 3 energies consistently out.
Yeah. So off that Scoundrel Ring. Off that Scoundrel Ring, he gets actually an Aegislash, Shaman, and a normal Rayquaza EX.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Oh, he doesn't. Okay, he's not gonna bench any of them. That's kind of peculiar. But I don't know how much I like how he's getting out Aegislash, because I don't think Aegislash is really all that good in this matchup. If Paul plays any plays any special energy, it's gonna be maybe 1 or 2 double colorless, which he really doesn't need. Okay, so Paul puts out the Shadow Circle, so I guess it was a good thing that Robert didn't put all of his Pokemon out, because then he would have to discard down to 5.
I mean, he could get rid of that Shaman or a Hoopa, which he knows he's not going to use.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, when your Pokemon in your discard pile, when Pokemon get put into your discard pile, it makes it harder to get Pokemon out again. So I think that's part of it. So, because I don't know if Robert plays like a Sacred Ash or something like that. I think it's a good play in the deck, but whatever. So just looking through Paul's deck, I think he's gonna grab another Manectric EX,
which would be probably a safe grab for this matchup, especially.
Yeah, Manectric's definitely gonna be strong here, but especially since that active one is kind of in harm's way. But yeah, and I believe we know that Robert does have that Skyfield in his hand, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
And I believe he had the DCE still, so he should be able to get a knockout next turn. One thing that's kind of nice, but at the same time kind of bad about the standard format is that it's really hard to to do hand disruption, just because really the only hand disruption cards there are is Ace Trainer and Red Card, but nobody plays Red Card because it's not good, like at all. And then Ace Trainer you can only use if you're behind on prizes, so
Oh, he decides not to attach that Dark Energy.
I kind of like that, just because then he has more energies in the discard pile to use with
Mega Manectric.
But now he doesn't have any basic energy in his hand.
And he's going to have to... I mean, if he wants to attack, he's going to have to apply that DCE.
Yeah. Okay, he's going to Ultra Ball. He could Ultra Ball for a Shaman and try to draw into a basic energy, which I think is a good play. Otherwise, he can attach a double colorless. He won't be able to hit Aegislash, but, he's still one-shotting Mega Rayquaza. Now, an interesting part of this matchup will be see if Robert plays Altaria.
Oh, that's a good point. Yep.
Which, a lot of metal decks haven't been playing it, but I feel like Mega Manectric is so big in the format, especially standard right now, you kind of have to. Okay, so he's going to Escape Rope, probably just going to waste cards. I think I'd like to see him switch into the Yveltal, because then if he can get a Dark Energy, he can Oblivion Wing and just get more energies out. So it's like he's attaching to both the Manectric and the Yveltal, which is kind of cool. But let's see, I don't.
He whiffed that energy.
He could Ultra Ball and thin out his hand, because he does have another shave in his hand, so he could try and use setup again. But I don't. I feel like I wouldn't want to waste all those resources.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird situation, but it looks like he's gonna Ultra Ball. I think he's thinking of using Ultra Ball, discarding a Trainer's Mail
And his DCE.
Ooh, which, if he can get an energy off of it, that's definitely good. But I mean, if he wastes that energy, that's gonna put him really far behind. But
Yeah,
we'll
he's gonna
see.
get that other baby Yveltal.
So he's gonna grab another baby Yveltal. I feel like that's gonna be decent in this matchup. I think I would like to see him get Yveltal EX, because I feel like that's gonna be really good for one-shotting like Aegislash with if you get all basic energies onto it. But we'll see. So he's gonna go. Shaman to draw a couple cards.
He's still.
He misses the energy, but he gets 2 head ringers off of it. Robert taking the time to read what head ringer does. But he's like, oh, okay, it's a tool, just attach it. But yeah, if for any of you that don't know, head ringer, you can attach it to your opponent's Pokemon EX, and then it makes it so that all their attacks cost 1 colorless more. So
head ringering that Rayquaza is
definitely good.
It's gonna suck for Robert in the long run.
Yeah, it almost makes that Rayquaza useless except for as a bench sitter, because you can't attach a Spirit Link to it, so then that means that it's gonna end your turn if you attack with it, and then also it costs 4 energies to use Emerald Break, and that's pretty disgusting. But yeah, so Robert decided to use Shaman before attaching the double colorless.
No, I think he played down the Rayquaza, the Aegislash, and I don't know if he had that double colorless in his hand.
I think he had it after he used Birch. I believe he did.
Maybe he did.
Which I think that's a miss. Oh, he's discarding double colorless.
He has another one in hand.
Oh, okay.
Because he drew into one with Shaman.
Okay. Because if he had the double colorless before using Shaman, I believe the correct play would have been to attach it.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you're gonna be attaching it to the Mega Rayquaza, obviously. I don't see what else you would be saving your energy attachment for this turn. Because I feel like that's the best play. This turn he definitely wants to get Rayquaza to the active spot.
Yeah. So he goes for that Heatran.
Yep. That's going to be pretty good in this matchup. It's going to one-shot Baby Yveltal, while also making it so it can't be one-shot by Mega Manectric. It can be one-shot by a Manectric EX with a Muscle Band, assuming that there's a tool on the Heatran. But yeah, that's definitely going to be a good card, just because it can't be one-shot, and it can definitely help with your prize trade. But Robert uses another Shaman. He's not saving any space for Bronzong or Heatran. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
Well, he's just trying to I think he's just trying to fill up his bench so that he can get some knockouts here in a second.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And I think he's looking for that. He's either looking for a switch or he's looking for an escape rope, because he's got to get that Hoopa out of there.
Definitely does. I feel like if Robert can get an Emerald Break off this turn, that will definitely put him really far ahead of the game. Just because Paul's not really going to be able to do anything for the next turn or two. I mean, he's not going to do anything until he can get Mega Manectric set up.
Yeah, and he has no energy on the field right now. So, I mean, that's really bad for not being able to get that energy that he needed.
Definitely. But Robert used Professor Birch, and he did flip heads, so he drew 7 cards. Pretty lucky with those flips. Definitely nice for him. He's going to use a Battle Compressor, get rid of some metal energies. I believe he already has a decent amount.
Yeah, he
definitely has 1.
I think he had a couple. Yeah. I think he's realizing, looking through his deck, I mean, he's got a lot of mana there, and he's got no bench space for Bronzong at all.
Yeah. Maybe if he had 1 or 2 Bronzong set up, I think it would be a good idea to get rid of metal energies. But at this point, I mean, he doesn't have a Bronzong coming out anytime soon. So having those metal energies in the discard could actually be really bad for him. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I believe he has a game plan. I believe he has a decent idea of what he's doing.
Okay,
we'll
so he Spirit Linked that Rayquaza EX and Mega Evolved and then passed.
So, yeah, I believe the right play was to use the Spirit Link there just because of the fact of that head ringer.
That head ringer, yep.
But yeah, Paul's going to play a head ringer onto an Aegislash EX. So that makes that Aegislash, I mean, not completely unplayable, but not very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paul did Mega Evolve into the Manectric, Mega Manectric. So, and Paul still doesn't have, oh, nope, he does have that Dark Energy. So that's good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think if Robert can't get that Hoopa out of the active, Paul's in a good spot. He can just Oblivion Wing that until it's KO'd and just set up a bunch of Manectrics in the meantime. And that's going to be devastating for Robert. Especially if he doesn't play Altaria. And at this point, he's not getting one out until something gets knocked out.
Exactly. And he's not going to be able to get any Bronzongs to be able to assist him with that energy recycling.
Yeah. So I think that last turn with Robert not being able to get a knockout, that was pretty huge for Paul. And I think, wow, Robert just discarded even more energies. He didn't attach any of them. And he has like 3 or 4 light metals in the discard and without a Bronzong out or any way to get one.
And he Sycamored and passed.
Oh, that's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, that is not going to be good for Robert anytime soon.
So yeah, Paul definitely has the upper hand at this point. He
is definitely in the driver's seat.
Yeah. And he's going to Lysander. I believe he's going to Lysander up that
powered up Mega Rayquaza.
And he's going to play the switch into the Mega Manectric. Oh my goodness. That's going to be a knockout. And, what can Robert do? He has no way to attack with Mega Rayquaza next turn unless he does play Mega Turbos, which most of the Mega Rayquaza Metal decks do not play Mega Turbo.
This is not looking good for Robert. I think he's feeling it because he's having a hard choice putting up. I mean, he's got a Mega Rayquaza down, but with no energy, and I mean, he's got 2 Headringer Pokemon, and I mean, he's gonna put up that Aegislash. I don't see an overly great play right there.
Mm-hmm. I think the Aegislash was definitely the best thing to promote, unless he knew he was gonna be able to attack with Mega Rayquaza this turn, which obviously he's not gonna be doing that. So yeah, Aegislash is just gonna be a nice wall to sit behind. Well, it might give him time to set up. But, I mean, if Paul can just VS Seeker for Lysander over and over again, he's just gonna win that way. And Robert plays Battle Compressor and discards a Skyfield, which could hurt him in the long run. Because, obviously, Paul plays Shadow Circle. And, I mean, if Robert loses all of his Skyfields and Paul wins with a Shadow Circle in the stadium, then, I mean, Robert's damage cap is at 150. He's not going to be able to knock out Mega Manectrics. So, I don't know. But he also discarded a Heatran and a Bronzor off of that. So, I believe he doesn't think he's going to be getting out a lot of Bronzong this game.
Yeah, but he does bench 1 Bronzor, and he's going to go for that Birch.
Mm-hmm.
And see if he can still get those lucky flips, man.
Yeah, man. At this point, that's the only thing that can save him. Even with those incredible flips that Robert's been having, he hasn't been doing too well. And he gets another heads. Wow, I don't think I've seen 3 Birch heads ever. Mostly because I don't think I've ever actually watched a game where someone played 3 Birch. But, that's standard format for you right now. But we'll see what Robert can do. If he does, oh my gosh, he doesn't get another.
He has the pass.
He had the pass. He didn't get any energy attachment, and Paul has a Spirit Link and a Mega Manectric in his hand. he uses a Spirit Link on the one without energies. That's kind of a weird play. Oh, okay, I see. So he's gonna use the Manectric EX and put a Muscle Band on it so that maybe he can hit some good numbers that way. I don't know how much significance that actually has. I mean, either way, you're one-shotting Mega Rayquaza, I think. So, I don't know. It's a weird play.
I think it's fine. I think he's just, he knew he was going to Shauna. He's like, I might as well play this down.
Yeah. Might as well play it down effectively, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think he's going to attach Lightning to the other Mega Manectric so that he has multiple options in the upcoming turn in case somehow his Mega Manectric gets knocked out, which I don't believe it will be.
It doesn't look like that's going to happen.
But, yeah, Paul is just going to town with his Mega Manectrics.
Well, he wasn't able to Lysander, which is, it's good for Robert that
Yeah.
he wasn't able to Lysander around that Aegislash, but, he's still in a very bad position.
Oh, definitely. But, let's see.
Well, let's just see if Robert can get something going here.
I don't know. It's hard to see a way that Robert can really get out of this.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The only way I could see it happening is if he were able to get an Altaria out this turn. Like, I don't know, AZ up something, then like get a Swablu Altaria down. If he could do that, that's really about it.
Okay, so he plays an Escape Rope to get something, that Mega Manectric out of there.
I think the real goal of that Escape Rope was just to get the Mega Rayquaza to the active spot.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, knocking out this Yveltal is really not going to do much for him.
No.
At the same time, it's like he can't just not put any form of pressure. I don't know. I feel like
this thing's going to be gone here in a second. It's just not even...
Robert just definitely... I think he's just had it lost at this game, at this point. There's not much he can do. Is that a... Okay, he has an AZ in his hand. I thought Paul had another VS Seeker, because if he has a VS Seeker for Lysander, he can win next turn. Because he's going to knock out this Mega Rayquaza. And, he doesn't really need to do much else. I guess he's going to set up to use Skyra turn in case he needs it. I don't know. Seems kind of a weird play. I don't know why he'd do that.
Just in case. Just in case.
I think I almost would have liked to see Paul attach an energy to the Manectric EX, then use the basic Manectric EX to knock out the Mega Rayquaza so that he still has the Mega. But, ooh, and that Shadow Circle comes out, making Robert discard down to 5. He discarded the Aegislash without the Headringer. Yeah. I don't like to say it, but that was just a straight misplay. I guess that one did have damage on it.
That one did have 110 damage on it.
Yeah, so I see it. Never mind. It wasn't a complete misplay. I spoke too soon. But yeah. I don't know. I don't think Robert's just way too far behind, and Paul just has so much board presence. Oof.
Robert's result. He's resolved to... Oh, okay.
He's just going to scoop the game up. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, and I think that was...
Looks like a GG from Paul. But yeah, definitely Mega Manectric very strong in this format. And yeah, Paul moves on to 1-0 going into round 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'll be right back with round 2.
Yep.
Believe so.
Okay, guys, and that's the Pokemon Troupe signing off. Pokemon Troupe out.